Hey, how you doing? Good to see you, mate. Yeah. Hey, Michelle. Hey, man, how are you? Good to see you. How's things?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to kick proceedings off. What an absolutely spectacular day for our special event. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Robert Ferrolo, and on behalf of Fuad Deary and the entire Deicorp team, it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to today's special event, the official opening of Deicorp's newest community, Hills Showground Village. In a moment, I'll be inviting Uncle Colin Lott to give a traditional welcome to country, but first I would like to acknowledge a number of dignitaries who have joined us here today. And it is a source of great pride to have the following people with us for this special event. Starting, of course, with the Premier of New South Wales, the Honourable Chris Minns MP, the New South Wales Minister for Planning and Public Places, the Honourable Paul Scully MP, Her Worship, the Mayor of Hills Shire Council, Dr. Michelle Byrne, Mark Hodges MP, the Member for Castle Hill, Deputy Mayor, Councillor Frank Damasi, and Councillors Jane Rebetza, Alan Haselden and Samuel Uno from the Hills Shire Council. We're also delighted to have Alexander Vendler, the Chief Executive Officer of Landcom, and Mickey Beer, the Chief Executive Officer of Hills Community Aid and Neighbourhood Service, together with former President of that service, Alan Gibson. Could I ask we give a special welcome and thanks to everyone who's been with us, who's here today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Deicorp is a company that is built on traditions, and one of the enduring traditions is paying respects to the traditional owners of the lands that we gather on. For today's event, we've asked Darug Elder, Uncle Colin Lott, to perform a traditional welcome to country, and I'd ask you all to please make Uncle Colin welcome.
Thank you, Paul. Look. Oh, Robert. Distinguished guests, councillors, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's an honour to be here today for the official opening of this. My name's Uncle Colin Lott. I'm the 6th generation stemming from Yarramundi, who was chief of the Baroo-Barongal clan at the time of colonisation. Darug country stretches from Bondi to Blackheath, from Palm Beach to Picton, from Polo to Camden, Campbelltown, and up the Burragarang Valley. We acknowledge all these descendants as guardians of the earth and of all things that are reproduced and grow from these rich soils, and as trustees of the waterways and of the rich and vast variety of life that stems from such waters. We thank these ancient guardians for passing on their heritage and their culture, that they have maintained since the dreaming began in the dawns of time, and whose love of this great land has made this a true place of beauty and one that we all treasure to this very day. I especially and humbly pay my respects to the elders of this great nation, both past and present, who are connected to this bountiful and beautiful land, its waters and its skies. We acknowledge and respect their enduring culture and the contributions they have made and continue to make to the life of this proud country and all the surrounding regions. I would also like to welcome any other Aboriginal people from other nations who may be with us here today, as do I acknowledge my own and your ancestors in the diverse places where they were born and have journeyed to and from in their past lives. Ladies and gentlemen, while you're here in Deicorp country, may the good spirit by army watch over you from the high country and take you all safely on your journeys home at the end of each and every day to family and loved ones. I'll leave you in peace and harmony. Yanama Butcheri Kumada, walk in good spirits. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Uncle Colin. Well, a little less than 3 years ago, we stood on this exact spot to mark the start of construction of this vibrant new community. We gathered to turn the first sod on what was a patch of dirt and mud. Today, we gather again as we celebrate the completion of this project that will deliver 430 new homes, 26 new retail outlets, and a beautiful new public plaza, all on the doorstep of the most significant transport infrastructure in New South Wales in the past century. Hill's Showground Village will form a critical part of the local showground community, providing convenience, shopping and services for thousands of residents in the surrounding area. As the Mayor of the Hills Shire Council, Dr. Byrne understands the importance of building transport-connected homes and services, and it's my pleasure to invite her to say a few words.
Thank you for that lovely introduction and good afternoon, everyone. I can't imagine a more perfect day for the opening of Showgrounds Village here in Castle Hill. Can I also acknowledge the Premier Chris Minns and Paul Scully, the Planning Minister. It's fantastic to have you out in the hills, and you're more than welcome back anytime. And I've got a few things I'd love to chat with you later, but today is not the day for politics. Can I also acknowledge my Deputy Frank Damasi as well, who's behind me, and Councillor Gret Seaver. The Hills Shire is one of the fastest growing regions in New South Wales, and we're expecting an additional 140,000 people to call this place home by 2041. So that's in the next 15 years. And it's an increase of 71% in our population. And in many ways, that's a little scary, but in many ways, it's exciting as well. And it's great to know that people want to call the hills home and that we are attracting developers like Deicorp here into the hills. The kind of growth that we're experiencing now and will continue to experience demands more homes, more infrastructure and more services to meet the needs of our growing community. And it needs to be strategically placed in the right locations. And I think this development is an example of planning that's been done right on the metro, with connections all over the place. It's a great example of what can be achieved. Castle Showground over there, you see behind me, has a really rich history, and it's been a beloved community destination for over 130 years. When you think about the showground and you think about the hills, it's been a place that's brought people together for generations. Generations of Hills residents have gathered on that showground. And you think about our rural past, when it was the Orange Bowl of Sydney, to what it is today. It brings together people from across the Shire for agriculture shows, sporting competitions, kite flying festivals, Relay for Life, and everything else in between. It's also used as flood evacuation centre, and I think we often forget that the Hills still has a really rural component as well. In 2020, Council adopted a master plan for our showground, which aims to transform the showground into a thriving cultural hub, community and arts and sports activities site. And this vision for the showground actually capitalises on the important infrastructure that's here right now, the metro, the ability to get people here and out, as well as Showground Village, which is an important component of our vision for our precinct. And so in many ways, today is the start of a new chapter for the Hills, a new chapter in the story of Castle Hill Showgrounds. The Showground has delivered 430 new residential apartments, and I do welcome those residents, some of who have moved in and some are yet to move in. I know that this will be a fantastic place to live, with the Showground there, with the metro, with the retail and the dining that's on offer as well. This development has become a new community hub, and I'm excited to see that so many of you are here today to celebrate just that. I know as I walk around the Hills, at the moment, everyone keeps asking me, have you been to that new shopping centre? I'm like, yeah, I have you? You've got to get down there and see it. It's an incredible development, and we're very proud that Deicorp has chosen to invest in the Hills. Can I thank Deicorp? Can I thank you for choosing the Hills? Can I thank you for negotiating what is a very tricky planning system and for bringing quality living here in the Hills? And I know that this place will create a quality lifestyle for those residents that choose apartments here in the Showground to be home. And I think that's what it's all about. It's about creating community rather than apartment blocks, and you've certainly done that. So to Deicorp and the builders and the designers and all those who've been involved in this project, can I say thank you? Thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for continuing to invest. Now that you've built this place, you're building next to over there, and I know that you've already guaranteed me that you'll continue to be a partner in this community and continue to invest. And I do want to thank you for the support you've given to Hills Community Aid. I know Mickey Beer is very, very grateful for that support and the resources that you give her. Hills Community Aid is a very important charity that helps those most vulnerable in our community. So I can't thank Deicorp enough for helping us help those most vulnerable in our community as well. It's great that we have 400 jobs that are being created here as well, and I do wish the retailers all the best as well. I look forward to getting down here with my family as well to be able to enjoy the fine dining, and I know the residents in the Hills will as well. So congratulations to everyone involved, and it's great to be here.
Thank you, Mayor Byrne. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Deicorp was established in 1999, and over the past 25 years, we've successfully delivered more than 12,000 new apartments right across Sydney. As of today, Deicorp has more than 4,100 apartments under construction, and by the end of this calendar year, we'll have started work on 3,200 new apartments, including the project next door, the Pavilions at Showground East. These are big numbers that reveal that Deicorp is one of the most prolific builders of new homes in Australia. But as a company whose first project was just 21 townhouses in Albert Street, Newtown, to have achieved what has been achieved over the years has required dedication, passion and commitment. The person who has provided those qualities over these many years is Deicorp's founder, Fuad Deary, and it's my great pleasure to invite Fuad to say a few words about this project.
Thank you, Rob. To our Mayor, the Premier, our Planning Minister, our Mayor, our Deputy Mayor, our councillors, our CEO of Landcom, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family. Thank you for being here today and celebrating another milestone for Deicorp. This project started 6 years ago for Deicorp when we first entered into negotiations with Landcom in acquiring what we're standing on here today. And I'd like to thank Landcom for giving us the opportunity to work with them, and also with Sydney Metro for giving us the opportunity to work with them to deliver what we have here today. As Rob said, we've got 430 apartments here today with a 10,000 square metre retail out there. We have 22 affordable homes which will be owned by Deicorp but will be managed by St George Community Housing. In the last 2 years alone, Deicorp has completed just here in the Hills 1,000 apartments between 3 different sites, and none of this stuff happened without the support of so many people. And for me, nothing makes me prouder than when we deliver projects like this, because we're not just delivering homes, as the Mayor said, we're delivering communities. And for us, we really care about communities. And in every project we go into, we focus on communities. And the fact that we still are able to promote that we're still operating on the same entity and the same builder's licence, I think that says a lot about who we are as a business. But these type of projects, as I said, couldn't happen without the support of so many people, from our planners, our designers, our project managers, our funders, our architects, the support of so many here at Deicorp. I'd spend a night or two just trying to outlay to say thank you to everyone. But you know who you all are, and I really want to extend a big thank you. I also want to say a special thank you to our project financiers in Metrics, Andrew Lockhart, who's here today. So Andrew, when you're funding Deicorp, you're not just funding Deicorp, you actually have provided the opportunity for 1,000 homes here in the hills to call the hills their home. And we thank you for believing in us and supporting in us. We've just started the pavilion, which is across the road, which is another 873 apartments. Again, we have 48 affordable homes in that, which will be retained by Deicorp and will be managed by St George Community House. So between the two projects here, we've got 70 affordable homes, and the reason that Deicorp's holding on to those is because we believe in what affordable housing is all about. So Premier, we are in a housing crisis, as you know, and Deicorp's trying to do our bit, working with governments, working with the local councils to work together to try and deliver these. And to me, I see this as a partnership where the local councils and governments and the private sector have to work together to try and help us to forge our way through all of this. But to all the residents that purchased in here, I say thank you to them for believing in us and trusting in us. And one thing with Deicorp, we never walk away. And as I said many times, most of our owner-occupiers here are first homeowners and owner-occupiers. So they believe in us and they trust in us, and I thank you. So thank you again, Rob, and thank you for everyone for being here today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Fuad. As Fuad mentioned, we've recently completed the Tallawong Village project. And so Hill Showground Village is actually the second Landcom Sydney Metro initiated project that we've completed in the last 12 months. And we want to acknowledge the trust and the confidence that both Landcom and Sydney Metro have shown in Deicorp to deliver these wonderful new communities. We also want to thank and acknowledge the New South Wales Planning Minister, the Honourable Paul Scully, for the leadership and the reforms that he has delivered to our planning system that is helping us to unlock new homes and supply the new homes that Sydney so desperately wants and needs. We're delighted that he could be here for today's event, and it's my pleasure to invite the Minister for Housing, the Minister for Planning, to say a few words.
Thanks very much, Rob. Thank you for it. Who here is moved in or moving into one of the new homes here? Hands up. Yeah, a few of you. Great. Isn't it fantastic that we're able to be here on this fantastic site, new homes, close to transport, close to jobs, a thriving resale precinct, and a really exciting opportunity for people to grow their homes, to grow their lives, to grow the opportunities that comes with having a safe and secure home. This is continuing the process of making sure that New South Wales does build the homes that it needs to house its population, to make sure that young people aren't giving up on Sydney, aren't giving up on New South Wales and moving interstate, but are staying right here, growing their families, growing their businesses, making sure that they're involved in community groups, whether it be the SES, Hills Aid or anyone else. And I'd like to acknowledge the hard work of Landcom, who have been a partner in this. Fuad said that this has relied on partnerships. It absolutely has. Central to that partnership has been Landcom, the government's own property developer. It's Alex Wendler says it best when he said Landcom means homes. And that's exactly what the New South Wales government is about. But we're not just making sure those homes are built, we're making sure that those homes are built in good, strong communities that last for generations and generations to come. So thank you, everyone who's been involved in this project. Well done. I hope those who have moved in already are enjoying themselves so far, and the rest to fill up those 430 apartments. Not only looking forward to meeting their neighbours here, but looking forward to meeting their neighbours in the 870 odd apartments that are being built by Deicorp. Well done, everyone, from those who started the process to the finishing trades. Thank you for your commitment and enjoy these new homes. Congratulations.
Thank you, Minister. Well, our next speaker has joined with the leaders of other states in the Commonwealth to commit themselves to meeting one of the biggest construction challenges Australia has ever faced, delivering 1.2 million new homes in just 5 years. The mission is not a vanity project, but rather the recognition that in our towns and our cities, young people are leaving because housing is too scarce and too expensive. In fact, I've heard him say that New South Wales is losing twice as many young people as we're gaining. The person who is working day and night to fix this problem is our very special guest, and I'm delighted to invite the 47th Premier of New South Wales to officially open Hills Showground Village.
Thanks so much, Rob. Thank you to my fellow guests, Mark Hodges, Mayor Michelle, the Planning Minister, Paul and Fuad, and all the crew from Deicorp, and alongside you as well, Rob. It's fantastic to be here. I really hope these first home buyers don't have to wait for the end of these speeches to move into their house, because it's taken a long time. But anyway, you'll be in there very soon, and it's an exciting day for this community, and I think an exciting one for New South Wales as well. I'll just say from the beginning that the previous government, so not the Labor Party but the Liberal Party, they deserve a lot of credit for building this metro. It's fantastic for Sydney. It's transformed the way we live in this great city, the way communities interact with one another, and being, I think it's 40 minutes from here to the middle of Sydney CBD on a rapid transit. What a fantastic gift for the people of New South Wales. We want to make sure that when we're building brand new pieces of infrastructure like this, because they're really expensive, we also build homes next to that public transport. That's the way big cities around the world work, and it's an efficient way of making sure people can live and work in the same place without stretching all that infrastructure over another street and another street and another street as we head into Western Sydney. I also want to make the point that what Sydney needs desperately is not more buildings, we need more communities. And Deicorp and Fuad's group have done an incredible job at not just building apartments and retail outlets, but bringing it all together in a beautiful setting so that when people move into their first home, they're moving into a community. And Deicorp deserves an enormous amount of credit for that. It's no wonder that, if not our best, I think our best, but certainly one of our best builders that we've ever had in this state, they deserve an enormous amount of credit. Good on you, Deicorp. I also hear the call about where people are going to live, not just now, but in the next 10 years, the next 20 years. And the government's made a decision to ensure that everyone has to take a bit of that housing, whether it's Burwood or Canada Bay or Wallara, or out here in the hills, or in my community in St George. And the truth of the matter is, if everybody takes a little bit, no one's going to take too much. And in the past, I think Michelle's right, parts of the northwest of Sydney have taken not just their share, but other people's share as well. If we do this right, we'll grow sustainably. We'll have it along public transport lines, we won't clog up roads, and we'll ensure there's infrastructure that's built not just for the community that's here today, but the one that will be there for 10 years' time and 20 years' time into the future. You can't have a situation where the vast majority of infrastructure is built east of Parramatta, but all the housing is west of Parramatta. There has to be some balance. And Paul, myself, the government have been working around the clock on that. We know that's the way Sydney can grow sustainably and have a city where young people can live near their grandparents. Because the story I hear over and over again, no matter where I go in Sydney and New South Wales, is how are my kids going to afford to buy a place or rent a place in one of the most expensive cities on earth? The answer to that is to have new houses, well-built houses, brand new communities sprinkled across metropolitan Sydney. Thanks so much, everybody. This is a great development. I appreciate the chance to be here.
Well, thank you very much, Premier. I'm now going to invite the Premier, the Planning Minister, the Mayor, and Fuad Deary to cut the ribbon as a signal of the official opening of Hills Showground Village. I'll just...
You're going to go that way. So don't come in the camera's way. Yeah, go up further.
Hello, mate. Good to see you. Yeah.